Welcome back to the Rhino JFR Tools tutorial. Today I'll continue to explain multiple cases and teach you how to use several practical tools in Rhino JFR. Let's start today's learning. The first tool we are going to learn is JFR Pipe. Select the curves. This type of pattern needs a gradient to look good, so turn on the gradient. Click once to determine the first diameter. Click a second time to determine the second diameter. Right-click on the layer. Use Make Uniform. All the pipe's two ends will be automatically smoothed. Then we can open the control points respectively and narrow the end parts. This method can be applied to numerous styles, especially the pattern ones. Combined with the feature of repeatable editing, we can quickly create the gradient effect. This is one of the common usage scenarios of JFR Pipe. Sometimes, we may lose the curves of the pipes. We can use the Centerline of Pipe tool to regenerate them. The number of control points of the curves is the same as that of the surfaces. Let's move on to the JFR Transform tool. Now, let's get to know how to use the JFR Move tool. I'll take a gem as an example. First, select this gem. Then click on the icon. Left-click and drag to make the model move vertically or horizontally. Right-click and drag to move the object freely. Look at the upper right corner here. This is the icon of Object Axis. All these transform tools can be combined with Object Axis for editing. Click on the icon to switch it on or off. Object Axis will record the coordinates and directions of each object when it was created. When I use JFR Move, I can move the object in the direction of its original coordinates. When Object Axis is turned off, it becomes a normal move. Now, let's take a look at the common usages of JFR Move. For example, if I want to uniformly modify the height of the gems, then I can combine Object Axis and use the JFR Move tool to make the modification. Or it can make the gems move inward or outward. Just like this. For instance, if the gems are too close to the inside at present, then use the JFR Move tool to move them to the outside. The prongs are not high enough now. We can use JFR Move to raise them. In this way, we can save the process of regenerating the prongs. The next tool is Scale. Select the model and then click on the icon. Left button drag is Overall Scale. Right-click and drag to scale horizontally or vertically. When the object axis is turned on, it will scale with the coordinate center and direction recorded when the object was created. Now I turn off the object axis. The start point of scaling will become the world center. The world central axis will become the start axis. Sometimes when I need to uniformly scale objects, it is especially useful. For example, to uniformly scale the size of gems. If you think the diameter of the prongs is too big, you can also make them uniformly smaller. Taking advantage of the feature of one-way scaling, you can batch extend the length of the prongs. Well, this is how the JFR Scale tool is used. Let's move on to the JFR Roll and Flip tools. This tool can help us uniformly rotate the inclination angles of various objects. You can even make the gem collets and the prongs rotate together. Just like this. This allows us to modify the shape of the whole style more easily. The center is a bit indented inward. We can open the control points for editing. Use the lasso points tool to select the control points in the middle part. Then use the JFR Roll tool to rotate them back to their original positions. It's very easy to use. Next is the JFR Flip tool. Select the gems on the outside. The Flip tool can make the object flip in the current view. It's equivalent to using the Roll tool in the right view. That is, the two tools are essentially the same, except that they rotate in different directions. The advantage of the Flip tool is that it allows us to rotate the objects directly without having to switch views. This is the common usage scenario of the Flip tool. Finally, I'll use 4 cases to explain the common usages of the JFR Bend tool. By default, it takes the center of the selected object as the starting point of bending. The direction of bend is two-way. Drag the arc can directly bend the object. The number of control points of the deformed object remains unchanged. The second example. The first option is to bend only the left side. The second option is to bend the right side. Bending both sides. Bend in 4 directions. This option requires a lot of computation, so it's a bit slower. 4 directions bending is very practical, and you will use it a lot in your work. For example, to create a bud shape. Bend it until it reaches 90 degrees. Because the angle is so large, you need to open the accurate option to make the articulation smoother. However, I suggest that you first adjust the shape and then open the accurate option. This is the best way to save computer performance. Although the connection positions will be smoother, the control points will become very dense. Personally, I prefer to turn off the accurate mode. The fourth example. I'm going to show you how to make a vertical bend and place it on a ring shank. Turn on the bend tool. If I operate like this, it's definitely wrong. I need to switch the direction here. Then open the 4 directions option. If you think there will be lags when dragging, you can directly double-click to enter the angle. Press the space to confirm and generate it. Then move it to the upper right corner. Rotate it. That's all for this video. Thanks for watching this far. If this video was helpful to you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to us. See you next time.